Okay, so when do we actually think of quality management in our different phases that we've outlined in project management? So quality must be viewed on an equal level with the project scope. So I know that everybody will ask me what a project scope is. So let me just show you what a project scope is. So the project scope is the part of the project planning that involves determining and documenting a list of specific project goals. So when you learned about your goals, your deliverables, your activities, costs, and deadline, that is a project scope. Okay. The documentation of a project scope, which is called a scope statement or terms of reference, explains the boundaries of the project, establishes responsibility for each team member, and sets up procedures for how completed work will be verified and approved. Remember, after we learned about our objectives, and our tasks, we actually introduced a work plan. That's like the schedule, okay? The work plan or the Gantt chart. Okay, so that is what a project scope is. So during the project, this documentation helps the project team remain focused on a task. The scope statement also provides the team with the guidelines for making decisions about change requests during the project. Note that the project scope statement should not be confused with the charter. A project charter simply documents the project exists. So this is what a project scope is, and this is when you be thinking of it. So when you be thinking of it, to be quite honest, at conceptualization stage, it should have been in been there in a rough. And before planning, as you're studying planning, the first thing you do is you define your project scope. So this is what a project scope is. So when we're thinking of those, we're already starting to think about quality management and how we're going to build quality management into the current schedule, okay, and assign it a person responsibility. And how often are we going to check? This is what we're going to learn today in this class. So if a project donor is not satisfied with the quality of how the project is delivering the outcomes, okay, the project team will need to make adjustments to scope, okay, and schedule and budget to satisfy the donor's needs and expectations. Remember, just like risk management, it carries a cost element, okay, to be able to either control, tolerate, terminate a certain risk. It's the same with quality management. It is going to cost you something in the budget to be able to assure quality, to be able to make sure that you're continuously improving on quality. So for instance, if you're going to conduct a survey, you're going to put, maybe it's going to cost you, maybe not physical money out of the organization, but it might cost you time of an individual who can be able to go on SurveyMonkey to come up with your survey. And then every time a customer comes, you can email it to them, okay, or send it to them on their phone to respond and then give it back to you. Then when they give it back to you, it's also going to spend, the M&E person is going to spend time on quality, which can be budgeted, where they analyze and provide you the reports to say, what our findings have told us is that people would prefer somebody who could scrub them on the back with a big brush for us to improve our service as a hotel. Okay, so the project team will need to make adjustments to the scope, schedule, and budget to satisfy the donor's needs and expectations. To deliver the project scope on time and on budget is not enough. To achieve stakeholder satisfaction, the project must develop a good working relationship with all stakeholders, understand their stated or implied needs. That's why we did a stakeholder register to understand who are the target group, who's the beneficiary, who's the end user of this product of ours. So how do we keep them satisfied in the course of this business relationship? So building in quality is such an important thing.